again this morning. I got ready for work a little bit early, and I'm now just taking a little drive in a part of Annapolis that I typically don't drive through. It's not far from where I work, so once I finish this little drive, I'll be heading there. But I just kind of wanted to see what was back here. It appears to be mostly apartment slash townhomes. There may be some single families, but I think they're all, well, maybe not. I suspect they are owned privately, but anyway, yeah. It's called Georgetown Grove. There we go. And there's something there called Mariner's Point. If I come back to this spot after my little drive-through here, I may go check that out. But right now, I'm just going to drive through here. Yeah. My little, excuse my moving the camera, but my little phone holder is getting weepy on me here and sinking. I just want to put it back in its proper location. And then I'm going to, oh, it's a cul-de-sac. Okay. That's cool. Nice homes. Very nice homes. There are so many areas with nice homes in Annapolis. And these homes are very nice, but there are some areas where the homes are extravagant. And I do mean extravagant. So, yeah, Annapolis is the capital of Maryland. So the State House is here, the government buildings, all of that. Alright, I'm going to get... no, it keeps going. I thought that was a turnaround cul-de-sac. Sort of. The road keeps going, so cool. Anyway, and Maryland, especially this area, we're not far from D.C., about an hour's drive, I would say, generally speaking. There's just a lot of wealth here, a lot of affluence, many successful, I would say, businesses, and businesses that are connected to the government, and just, I don't even know. There's just a lot. So, it overwhelms me sometimes. I'm not an affluent person. I do not belong in the club or the swimming pool. These folks live in the area, and I believe this Mariner's Point Club is for them to use. I think that little sign I just passed said for residents of something, or members of the club only. So anyway, I'm just more curious than anything. I'm driving back to check it out, what I can see, and leave. I won't stay and interrupt anyone. They probably don't want you to do this either, but too bad. I'm too curious not to. So, that was it. Some folks walking, not too many, but a few. Little speed bump. Lots of trees, and there are lots of trees in and around Annapolis, which I love. I don't mind Annapolis. I love the area. It's beautiful, and because of the affluence, I would say it is very well maintained, most of it. There are a couple sections of town, I believe, that aren't, your best, but generally speaking, it's a very nice area. Much larger than I thought. It's spread out. Yeah, miles of spread. That's all Annapolis. The downtown area, there's a section that's Old Town Annapolis, it's historical, and it's very awesome. And there are lots of shops there. It's not far from the government buildings and complex, I would say. I'm trying to see if any of this is anywhere near the water. I don't believe so. So I'm going to go back out when I figure out where I am to Bay Ridge Avenue, and if I have time, I can follow it and take a little drive and end up by the water. here. A small parking area. These must be condominium slash townhomes. I don't know if they're multi-family or single family. I would guess multi with the parking. Very nice. Very nice. Yep. This is not a place we came to when we were looking for our condo. There's another section with a parking lot over to my right back there. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but yeah. So this is a little bit of Annapolis, a little bit that I wasn't familiar with. So now I'm going to try to find my way back to the main road. I don't know how. I'm a little lost, but might have to pause this and turn the GPS on. Maybe, maybe not. This is Edgewood Road. I am familiar with Edgewood Road. Am I turning the correct way? I do not know. But if I am, it will take me right out to Bay Ridge Avenue. And I think we did look at a condo to my left here when we were looking. I like the area a lot, a whole lot, much better than where we are, to be honest. But the condo itself was, number one, it was more of a small townhome than it was a condo. It was 2-story, which we didn't want any stairs, and it was small. Even the square footage was smaller than the one we do have, and the one we got is a single story, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, living room, dining room, nice closets. There's no little storage shed outside in the back. Otherwise, there's no basement, no attic. You know, there's actually a townhome on top of us that is bigger. It's multi-story, maybe 3 above us. Anyway, our suits is fine because it is level, and it is on the ground floor, no stairs. Someone else does the yard work, all that sort of thing. So, anyway, yeah. But that's a very pretty area that we just went through, that I just haven't traversed very much. I'm going to go to my left. I have about 40 minutes before I have to be at work. This road is going to take us to a place where there are, I don't know that everybody would consider them to be extravagant. I might. Really nice homes on the left when you get over here, and you're riding along the bay, the Chesapeake Bay. On the right is the bay. You're right on it. There's little beaches, and they have, you know, the people that own the homes right along there have their own beach areas and own little docking areas for their boats if they have boats and that sort of thing. It's just a very pretty residential street. On the right, like I said, is the Chesapeake Bay. On the left are the homes along this street. So they do have to cross a little street to get over to their little beaches and the water, but it's not a terrifically busy road, and I don't think that's a big problem for them. This is the kind of place that, the residential place that I drive through, and I think, yeah, in my dreams. It's very nice. I'll try to get some views of the bay as well as the homes. Yeah, a little bit of both, so that you can see what I'm talking about, and I hope you enjoy that. Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna just drive along. This is the main road that takes you down to that part of residential areas, and where the homes are, but and to the bay. Closer we get, I think you will see that the homes do start to ramp up a little bit in their size. Maybe some of them have nice big yards, not all. The ones that are right by the bay don't necessarily have big yards. Their yards are manicured and very, very nice, but they're not huge. But a lot of people, that would be absolutely wonderfully fine. As a matter of fact, many people prefer that, but I'm going to leave my camera exactly where it is, residents from back this way either ride their bikes or run, as you saw that gentleman, or walk their dogs. I don't think they appreciate traffic a whole lot, and they don't know that I'm not a resident, but they could probably look at my vehicle and figure that out because it is not a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW or a Lexus or an Audi, and you see a lot of those cars around here, but a whole lot in this area. But well, there went a Ford. Yay! I'm driving a little Hyundai, the cheapest Hyundai that is sold. It is a Venue, and I bought it brand new a few years ago, and I'm about ready to trade it for another brand new, slightly upgrade because I need the size. I need a bigger car. Anyway, I'm gonna hopefully trade this in. Honestly, I'm hoping to do it Monday, in 2 days. We will see. My husband's giving me a little pushback, and he needs to sign the loan agreement with me, so we will see. But yep, but anyway, here we are. Welcome to the Chesapeake Bay. Yep, it's beautiful. I'll go a little bit slower right through here so you can get a nice shot. Hopefully I'll get a few, or you'll just see just what I see when I drive over here. I drive over here frequently enough just for a little ride, just to see the water, because we are close to it, but we're not beside it. You know, Annapolis is just an area where you can go many different places and see water. It may be the bay, it may be one of the rivers, tributaries off of the bay, or into the bay, I should say. Yeah, just a lot of water locations, so it doesn't take much to drive around and see water. This is one of my favorite spots to drive, though. I'm sure the residents don't appreciate it, but you never know. Water folks out there in a paddle boat, paddling along. I try to smile at them if they're looking at me, because I don't want to be an enemy. I'm not here to bother them. I just like the view, and I hope they don't mind. Of course, there are signs all along here saying no stopping anytime, so I don't, or for the most part. I can't say I never have. If I've seen something that I really, really want a photograph of, I stop and take a picture, and then I keep going. But for the most part, I just drive slowly, and that's for a number of reasons. I'm running into pedestrians, not running into them, coming across them. They do wave on occasion. Dog walkers, of course. And trees, even trees along here. I just love it because you can, you know, you're driving along a tree-lined road, which is beautiful with grass and so on, and then right there is the water, the bay. It's just beautiful. Yeah, I would say if I ever hit it rich, I just might want to live along here somewhere. I think the neighborhood, I think the neighbors, some of them would be very, very nice people. I also think I'm looking at some deer up ahead of me. I doubt that you can see them yet, and they're running around a little bit, but right up here in view of the camera. Yeah, I've never seen deer here before. That is pretty awesome. Hello there, guys. Having some fun? They look like they're comfortable. I don't know if the people feed them or what, but yeah, I'm not the only one with the idea of driving along here. And there is a big ship out there in the water. I don't know if you can see that, but let me tell you, that is a big one. It is loaded with stuff, you know, shipments, whatever. I don't know where it comes from, probably China. But yeah, that's a pretty big one, and we do see them all the time. Are they always that big? No, but that one's pretty large. And there, I don't know if this is a fishing boat I'm looking at. It's a good possibility, but because we see them crabbing boats and fishing boats, all of that. Sailboats, yes, for sure. Plenty of sailboats. Plenty. Yeah, people do smile back at me, so I honestly think this wouldn't be a bad neighborhood as far as neighbors are concerned too. They might be fairly friendly people, which would be awesome. So if you have an extra million sitting around or two, I don't know how much these homes go for, but it's a lot of money. And you don't know what to do with it, well, I can give you some ideas. And if you like me, yeah, you probably gotta like me. Yeah, you have to like me. Anyway, yeah, these folks have their own little boats and little places to sit by the water, and I'll come through sometimes and see them swimming. The kids playing in there's a little teeny beach. Yeah, they're private beaches. Yep. Not a shabby way to live, I will tell you that. I'm going to drive back down this road the opposite direction. I'm watching my clock to make sure I have time. But when I do, I'm leaving my phone pretty much right where it is, and I think you'll get a pretty good view of the homes when I do that. So right now I hope you're enjoying the bay views or the grass views or whatever it is this camera's picking up right now. Yeah, there's some greenery kind of in the way, but there's the water. Yeah, and cameras don't do it justice, trust me. I know that, at least not my videoing. Absolutely not. But yeah. Good for her. Good for her. I wish I could do that, honestly. You know, there are times when I think, hey, I could probably do that. But I get out and try to walk, especially recently in this humidity and heat, and I literally cannot breathe. If you've ever watched any of my videos about Parsonage-Turner syndrome, well, I have that, or had it, but it left its effects on the muscles that control my lungs. It's a neurological disorder, very relatively rare one. Here we go. You're going to see some homes now, because I'm at the point where the road bends and we go back away from the water, and it's just residential. But I'm going to make a turn after a couple of turns and get back over by the water in a minute, so you can see those particular homes. These are nice too. Oh yeah, I know. All you're really seeing is trees, huh? Yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. Maybe you'll get some views of the homes, but anyway, yeah, a lot of just really nice places. I would be content with one that's along this street. It's basically one block back, or less than a block, but it parallels the road that is right by the water. So these homes are all one street back from that one, and they are all very nice too. Not quite the size, or not quite as impressive maybe as the ones over along the water, but still quite nice. Yep, quite nice. I'm sure it's a great neighborhood. All right, here's my turn to go back over by the water. Oh, and there's a sailboat right out there. The sailboat and the Bay Bridge in the distance. That's the Long Bay Bridge that takes you across the Chesapeake Bay from Annapolis to Queens, I don't know, Queenstown, Queens Island, Kent Island. Here we go. All right, now this is the end where the homes get a little more modest, I will say. But we're going to drive along, and we will get to the end where they are a little less modest. And yes, there are several for sale. So you have that extra money laying around, send it on over. I know exactly what to do with it. Yep. Yep. All right. We're still videoing. That's good. I think I mentioned in a prior video that I recently traded my phone in for an upgrade to a Samsung S24. It's not the brand newest version, but it's a great one, and it has 1 terabyte of storage space. So I have plenty of storage for videoing and saving my videos and not having to lose them or delete them to make room for another one. That's what I was going through, constantly having to delete to make some storage space. You can do it. You can do it. Alright, I can't really see it. I'm having a hard time myself seeing the screen because of the sun glare. But anyway, whatever you're seeing here, I hope you're enjoying it. And maybe we'll get to the point where you will. Or my video captures the homes. I've got a car and some dog walkers. So I'm going to just go real slow, wait till the truck goes by, and then I'm going to go ahead. There we go. Videoing and talking so much that I've not been paying attention to my favorite view, which is now the bay. Even when we went along the other time, I was looking at the phone screen, the camera screen, more than I was the water. It's beautiful, just beautiful, and it is a slightly hazy but sunny day, and yeah, good day to do it. I'm sure the rattle of my keys and all of that is making some noise on this video, the bumps in the road and whatever. But oh, and there's the folks in the paddle boat down there. Sorry, I know you can't see that. You're looking at greenery and some homes now. And there are, I don't know if you noticed them, there are posts built out and just not very far out in the water, just a short distance, with a place for birds' nests on top. They're purposely put there, and they are for the osprey. So the osprey nest there, and they lay their eggs, and of course they nest on the eggs until they hatch, and then the baby osprey take off. So that happens every year, and I am nowhere near where I live where I can really watch that happen much, unless I drive over here all the time, which I don't really do all that frequently. But and like the signs say, you can't stop and watch, so if I happen to catch it while I'm driving by, that's great, but I can't just like walk along and slowly watch the nest and see if there's any activity. But I have in the past, when I lived in North Beach, Maryland. It's a smaller town south of here, about an hour. It is built on the bay. It is a small town. I loved it. I like little towns. That's what I'm from, a small town in West Virginia. But anyway, they have a boardwalk there in that little town, and more or less like a pier that you can walk out on. It's very nice, very wide, very well managed, manicured and managed. And I used to walk out on that. I lived in that town when I first moved to Maryland, and I used to walk out on that pier, and it was the same thing. They had the posts with the places for the osprey to nest and lay their eggs and hatch them, and so I would watch there when I lived in that town, because I walked, and I would walk out on the pier, yeah, and just watch and take pictures and I still have them somewhere on my phone, probably in my Google Drive or somewhere like that, where I'd have to search for them. But anyway, yeah, that was kind of fun to watch those birds. I am a nature lover. All the greenery doesn't bother me. I hope you were able to get a view of some of those homes through the greenery, but right now, being summer, in the middle of summer pretty much, everything is just growing like crazy. And we've had rain lately, so it's all looking pretty green and healthy, and yeah, it's doing that, which is great, but yeah, it makes it kind of hard to see some things. Anyway, all right, that's pretty much it. I am now on my way to work. It is 20 minutes till 11, and I have to be there at 11, and I've got about 5 to 10 minute drive, so I'll get there early, which is fine. I do have to park a distance away from the building today and walk in because we're having a vaccine clinic for the dogs. And when on the days we do that, the driveway up to the building where the little parking lot is lined with cars. People, you know, they're drivers in them. They're not parked there, but they're waiting to get up to close to the building. So the person who does the vaccines just meets them in their cars, gives the dogs their shots, takes care of whatever paperwork is required, and they're off. And the next car pulls up. That's how we do it, unless it's pouring down rain. But the employees, therefore, have to park out away from the building and even the property. Like park across the street, walk across the street, walk down the long driveway to the building where I work. So that's about what I'm ready to do, but that will also take me a little longer. What I was saying is, with my Parsonage-Turner syndrome and lung muscles, not lungs, the muscles that control them, they are still quite weak. Thank God they're not nearly as weak as they were at the onset of the disease, but I can't exert myself very well. I can't breathe if I do at all. And in this humidity we've had and heat here lately, no, not very far at all. So, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to turn this off. I hope you've enjoyed the ride, the views, and for what it's worth, God gives us every new day. His mercies, the Bible say, are new every morning, and that means every day when you get up, you can make a clean start with God. Every single day, His mercies are new every day, and they are constant. Actually, they are constant, but He will forgive us of anything we've done that's not quite right, that's actually wrong in His eyes, and He loves us, and He wants to bless us. I believe that. He wants to bless us richly, and that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be rich financially or monetarily or materialistically, but it does mean we're going to be rich in our souls and in our hearts, and that matters the most, because those are the things that are going to go on forever. Everything else dies away. All right. God bless you. Have a great day, and I hope to see you again one day. Come back and visit. And please do like and subscribe if you did. All right? Thank you. Bye-bye.